Okay, today's video, we are going to talk about whether image ads or carousel ads are better than video ads for advertising on Facebook. And if you want to throw Instagram in there, same thing basically applies to that too. I'm going to talk about specifically, it does vary a little bit depending on what you're doing and what you're selling, but I'm going to go through what each little variant of your business plan is or what you're doing. As to choose whether you want the photographs or carousel ad, which I group the image and carousel ad together as images, versus the video, image versus video content, which one's going to get you actually more conversions and more profit and sales from what you're spending on Facebook to advertise your business. So with that said, I'll get right into the content. For every day sharing content on Facebook, it's video content that actually gets more interactions than images. And with more interaction comes more profit. Okay, so you could think if somebody has time to click on something or respond, will translate into profit every time. But why is that? Why is video getting more people to engage with the content? Well, first of all, a video, there's a lot less of it on Facebook to start with. Most people don't share videos. Most people that are on Facebook for non-business purposes aren't sharing video. The ratio of video to static image content has to be 10 to 1, roughly speaking. It might not quite be that, and I don't have the exact stats on that. But you're on Facebook too, and you understand that video is a lot more rare than the image content, which makes it stand out. And anything that stands out in your advertising is going to get you more profit because the purple cow that you've never seen before, you notice it. And the first thing that you need to do in your advertising to get sales is to get noticed. And if you have something that looks too much like an ad or blends in with everything else, you're going to make less sales. So there's a lot less of it, which means you're going to automatically, because it's video, because it's going to get noticed more because it's more rare, it's not just like everything else that you're just going to skim over. You're scrolling down your news feed and you're just trying to just see what you're going to focus on, what you're not going to focus on. Most things don't get focused on, so you're competing for that person's attention. You want to be able to be like, hey, look over here, and get that person's attention with your ad. And if you can, make your ad not look like an ad because people are trying to glaze over the ads, which I'm going to talk about in a minute. So your click-through rate on your ad, because it's a video, because it stands out more, is going to be higher. Higher click-through rates automatically translates into higher profits because higher click-through rates means lower cost per click to your site to actually have a chance at a sale, and then it translates down the line. But also the reason why the video ads are more profitable, and should I say regular, if you're going to share anything on Facebook in general, video gets more interactions in general, gets more attention in general. There's less of it, but it's also hard to come up with a photograph that you could share on Facebook that says as much as what a video can. There's the saying that every picture is worth 1,000 words. Not every single picture is worth 1,000 words. There's a lot of pictures that are not, and it's difficult to come up with a good image that would do that, whereas coming up with a good video that's worth 1,000 words, that's easier. And so with that, having video, there's more there to want to respond to or with because you've actually communicated a hell of a lot more than what that one image communicated. And so as you're talking about, if you're just an everyday Facebook non-commercial user, you're trying to share something, that video is going to have, and this is backed by data, you can find this yourself, plenty of studies out there, more interaction from the consumer, more comments, more shares, everything from a video. Because of the things I mentioned, it's more rare, it'll get watched and paid attention to more, and it also says more than the image ads. Okay, so now that you understand in general what people that come to the Facebook platform in general want, we can move on to the next step where we're talking about strictly advertising on the platform itself. So as for ads, the same effects and principles carry over. If you're talking about content marketing, you want to be doing video content marketing because, at least for now, in 2022, maybe this will eventually change. I don't see it changing anytime soon. The video content is still going to get noticed more, therefore it's going to get paid attention to more, and it's going to invoke more of a reaction from your users as per every time someone does actually pay attention to what you have and don't just skip over it or don't notice it as they're scrolling down their newsfeed. You have more of a chance because they're more engaged, then more sales can come from that. So, and respectively, content marketing is more and more what you need to do to be able to make money with Facebook. If you have a groundbreaking offer, new technology, groundbreaking new product or service that nobody's ever heard before, and it's hot, and you know it's hot, and you know people are wanting it, that's the time when you could go to the public direct and say, here's my product or service, and you can do okay, which would be a one-step Facebook campaign where you just, here's my product, do you want to buy it or not? For most of you guys out there, 90% plus aren't going to be able to get away with that. You're going to have to do what other pro Facebook marketers are doing and have what is called a sales funnel and have multiple steps to be able to sell to somebody. You have one group of people you're selling to, but they have to see multiple ads in succession in a very specific order in order to condition that person to understand, want, trust, like you, to be able to be willing to part with their money to get what you have. Just saying I have this groundbreaking diet plan isn't going to get the person to buy it, even though it's a good diet plan. You know it's a good diet plan. It won't get bought because they don't know, like, and trust you yet to believe what you're saying. And in general, with that, you lead with other content, such as like results that the diet plan is getting the user, and that content doesn't look like an ad, so they pay attention to it. It doesn't get skipped over as much, which gives you more bang for your buck per dollar spent on ads, because essentially every time that ad shows, you're being charged something. And specifically then, once you got that user's attention through something that they came to Facebook in the first place to get, which is useful content, now you've earned the right and trust from the user to have them pay attention to a commercial offer. So, as you know that, and you probably, for what you're selling or doing, want to lead with content, now you know video is the best, in general, content to lead with that's going to make you the most money, at least for initially getting some awareness around your product or service and brand, so that you can come to that same person with the actual offer or pitch for that person to buy your product or service. Video does extremely well with Facebook ads too, particularly when you're talking about like talking head style videos where it's just, like this video basically, where it's me talking. Yes, I got the whiteboard here, but a talking head would just be like a plain white background and me just talking. Video does well for talking head videos for personal brands as they stand out. Because you got the video element there, it stands out, and in that video when they're watching it, you can say a hell of a lot to that person just speaking in just a few seconds time versus what an image can deliver. So in other words, if you've got a personal brand, it's just like a one-man or woman show company, be the spokesperson, and put that into video format and advertise it on Facebook. As far as the first step in getting somebody to know, like, and trust you so you could sell something to them is very effective. And because your personality is the best thing to be able to convince somebody that you can be trusted in order to buy. People buy from people, as they say. They don't buy from companies. And if you're short on money and you want to get the biggest bang for your buck from your advertising, that's one of basically the best ways you can go about doing it. So you don't even have to have a big budget. And even if you did, what would work better is just coming to the user and speaking one-on-one. I know you've got this hair loss problem. This is exactly why my product works. And you speak it's like you're having a one-on-one conversation with them. Still, of course, you want to lead with, showing your results and stuff like that. But in addition to that, you always want to try to lead with your results. If your results are to be debated as to whether they're real or not, always lead with results first. But in addition to that, or when you're building that relationship with them enough to get them warmed up, so to say, so you can offer them your product directly with for June, we're offering a 10% discount on this product to where they know, like, and trust you already, where you can do that. The talking head style video can do a lot with a little bit of money to build up that rapport so you can make that secondary offer to them and have a good response from it when you come out with it. In addition to that, I've put also here, or the person that you interact with. If you're actually a salesperson, whether you're doing door-to-door sales, whether you're doing through the phone only sales, you as a salesperson, if you can put a talking head style video together and put it on Facebook, target it at the people that you've already talked to, or even if you're doing cold calling or gonna go to people's door-to-door selling, before you go and reach out to them, it's an extremely good way to be able to warm up that audience. And so if I were doing sales myself for a company, that's exactly what I would do. We do it for our own firm. I have videos that's basically just me talking. We have those videos run before and after we talk to people at the company, and they work better than any of our other content that's just an image that says, we got these results for this company, come read the case study. The videos do even better than those for the reasons I'm saying here. So it just builds rapport quicker, faster, and better than just about anything else. If you're in a situation where you're going to be interacting with that person buying directly, that works better even than sharing the results in a lot of cases. So anyway, as you know, video can usually, as per needing to build a relationship with that customer or prospect first, I should say, video is like the best way to do it on Facebook. For everyone else that don't have, let's say you're a big faceless, nameless company, showing your results or showing how to use your product in video does very well, also for warming up an audience in order to make a direct pitch later on in your sales funnel or your ad sequence, as I mentioned there. So if you're, like I said, in a lot of cases, if you're going to be interacting with the person, I would lead with talking head style video. If you're not going to be interacting with the person, I would probably lead with video, but also just lead with video that demonstrate the results my customers or clients are already getting, as a way to be able to build up the most rapport with the user so you can make a direct pitch later on for the least amount of money, or highest ROI that you can get from your sales funnel, if you will. So sometimes showing your results are better. Sometimes demonstrating how the product works is better, because the results, if it's a blender, you don't need to show the results. Oh, look at all the chopped carrots we have here. You wouldn't do that. You would just show the the blender grinding up the carrot. So depending on what your product or service actually is, you would pick one of those two. So anyway, with that out of the way, now you've done the video ads, and a lot of times it doesn't just take one video ad or one piece of content in general to warm up an audience. You got to have 3, 4, 5, 10 pieces of content that you're going to have, or in this case, videos, to show to the user, to build up a rapport with that user. So if you do ask them to buy something, they want to buy it at that point, and it converts well enough to where the cost of running that ad is effective, if you will. And of course, people think, by the way, taking a step to the side here, they think, oh, Corey, I don't want to have to run 4 ads to be able to sell somebody. I want them to look at one ad and then buy. And sorry, it just doesn't work that way for most of you guys. They don't, unless you have a groundbreaking thing. And so it costs more. You have to run 4 ads, and the bigger thing is people don't want to wait to get a sale. You have to show ads, and then eventually 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 weeks later, you can ask for the sale. So it draws the whole thing out. But if it was easy, everybody would be doing it. So anyway, with all that said, you do these things. You have, a lot of content that gets rotated out for the user. Ideally, you can set it up so they have to see these 3 videos before I'm going to ask them to buy anything. You can program that kind of thing in Facebook because they let you do that specifically with video. For the most part, you can get by with a lot of times them seeing one video and then asking for a sale. We've got plenty of instances where we've had that happen fine. But if it doesn't work quite effectively enough for you, the very first thing you're going to do is just start adding more videos that they have to see before they see the sales pitch. because the more video they see, the more you're going to build a rapport. And you could think of like building rapport in order to get a sale, like a glass that you're filling up. If you don't get it to the top, when you ask for the sale, you're just not going to be there. It's like if imagine you're a car salesman, you're at the car lot. I give this analogy a lot, and somebody's looking at a car, and then you say, hey, do you like this car? And they say, yeah. You say, okay, you want to buy? They're going to say, hell no, get the hell out of here. Or I'm only looking right now. But if you started out and you have a conversation with them, yeah, this is a really hot car. Yeah, I actually test drove this with a customer. It was amazing. Was able to do burnouts at 35 miles an hour. I mean, I wish I even had this car. In fact, I'm going to probably get me this car once, I get a little bit more money saved up. Wish I could buy it today. And just do all this stupid shit with them to make them basically, of course, it's a fake, some people can say that's a real thing, but really salespeople, it's all bullshit. You're building rapport with that user, making the person think that you're friends with them almost, so to say, so that when you do say, hey, you want to buy this car, they feel like, it's like a guilt trip. They feel bad that they were friendly with you, but now you're going to, stomp on their dreams and i.e., crush your sale, not buying what you wanted, buying the car. So a lot of times they just go with it. And now, sales funnels on Facebook aren't exactly that way because it's easy to turn down somebody you're not looking at directly. It is similar. There's a certain amount of threshold of rapport that needs to be built up with that user before you can ask him to buy. Where if you don't have quite enough, you're just not going to get the sale. Is really just to simplify all of it. So again, if you run a video ad to warm up an audience and then right away you're supposed to have another ad that asks the user to buy, and the ad that asks the users to buy will not be shown until they've seen the video. You can actually have it to where they have to see 10 seconds or more of the video, which is very common in what we do when we set these kind of funnels up, to make sure that you've actually got the minimum level of rapport. Because if they watch 2 seconds of it, it ain't gonna matter, right? Even there's no rapport built up in 2 seconds. Then if it doesn't have net you a high enough ROI, of course there's other things you can do. You can change the first frame in the video to get a higher click-through rate on your video to reduce your cost per view of the video. You can change your pitch, you can make the price, all this other shit you can do. But I would say the first thing I would start with before you start messing with all that crap is just add another video. They've got to see 2 videos before they can see my pitch. And maybe 3 videos. Once you get to like 4 or 5 videos and the numbers aren't changing, then you know you got something else wrong. But what you'll generally see is you'll see your numbers actually get better if they have to watch 2 videos instead of 1. And if they have to watch 3 videos instead of 2, and so forth. And you'll get better numbers, even with having to pay more for each additional video they have to see. The overall ROI of your entire budget spread out through that whole funnel will be better, having them had to see more content. Anyway, so this is the main thing that most people screw up with as far as online marketing. They think if they ask for the sales sooner, it's better. I mean, reality is, generally speaking, the more you make them do, as it comes to like display advertising, not Google search where they know what they want and just give me the damn thing already. When you're trying to get somebody who doesn't know anything about you, doesn't owe you anything, the more that you get them to do before you ask for the sale, generally the better it works. So anyway, maybe you show them one video, maybe it's multiple. When you get to the second step or the bottom of the funnel, sales funnel as we call it, that's the point where static images usually do better, almost always should I say do better, than a video ad, okay? But again, if you went right to the customer with the static image ad asking them to buy, that wouldn't work. The video works at coming to the user first with the video because that is more rare, like I said, can say a lot more in a short amount of time and you get more bang for your buck. Also, with that, there's an element you need to build rapport, and you can't build rapport with the image as nearly as you can do with the video because you have more you could say inside that video to go along with that. So just know basically the most common sales funnel we got is to lead with video and then having a static image ad at the end of the video, whether it's 1, 2, whatever amount of videos at the end of the funnel. And that static image ad is going to get across, what you need to have, which is not as much at that point. You don't need to have that backstory, so you want to, it's more efficient. It's like having the sniper rifle at the end, picking off that customer. Here, we have the product that we were, about now, it's on sale this week. We're going to give you 25% off this week. If you don't buy it this week, you'll never get 25% off again. You want to do it, yes or no? And that's the type of thing you want to do for that bottom of the funnel sales offer. By the way, there's people, you got to be able to, the user has to be able to say, why me, why now? Okay, why me? Well, I know all about this product. Why now? Because if I don't buy it today, I'll probably forget about it before the sale's up, and then I won't get it and I'll have to pay more. So, and it gets them excited. Oh, wow, I can get this great product. I don't even have to pay the full price anymore. So the static image at the end works better than the video in that specific scenario. As it comes to carousel ads, I said I would also talk about that in this video. The carousel ads will generally work better for product companies than a single image. Why is that? Because in the carousel, as you know, there's there's image here. Here's, your Facebook, and then your ad here. Here's your headline. You can have, there's like 3 images that basically show, or like part of 3 images if you want to say that, or one image and then part of a couple others. Basically, you can actually see other, ways that product are used in that situation. If you had a car part that you were selling that's supposed to make your car faster, you can show the car, show it installed in a car, and then you can show the product that it's sitting on a countertop. And it's more engaging than just seeing the picture by itself installed in the car. And it also is easier to see what, if you're looking at a product installed in a car, what it is, because now I can see, oh, it's that product. Oh, it's installed in the car. And it's just, it's easier to understand the full package of what you're trying to say there. In that case, of course, you can't say 20% off this week in the image ad. That's the drawback of having the carousel ad. But you can also say that in the text headline description as well, and basically get the same results basically there. Okay, if you do have a static image, I would say 20% off in the image ad somewhere, or at least try it. Doesn't always work better, but to get the user's attention based upon your situation, it may work better. But carousel ads for products that you're selling or product companies works generally better than the static image ads. Whereas if you're at a service company, I'm usually getting better results with just the static image and not the carousel ads. Okay? So anyway, that's as much as I can basically give you as far as information comparing image ads to video ads on Facebook, which ones you want to use. So I'll wrap it up with that. If you enjoyed the video, I'd appreciate giving it a thumbs up, and consider subscribing to this channel, as I have a ton of other actual money-making strategies that I give out that we're finding at our PPC firm on a regular basis with our clients that we're sharing with you on this channel. Stuff you're not going to find it anywhere else on YouTube, frankly. I also have a blog at guaranteedppc.com/blog with step-by-step instructions on how to build PPC campaigns the way that I'm building here for our clients here to guarantee their results. So if you want to see on a more step-by-step basis how to build PPC campaigns that make money, you can find good information there. Beyond that, I just wanted to let you know that I have a new program at our firm here where we're offering for sale turnkey campaigns that we've ran for certain clients for years, make a profit that client can't use anymore as they switch to something else. They don't want to use it. They found something better. They're not ever going to use it again. Or they're in one local market, but you're in another local market, so on and so forth. And we have both Google and Facebook campaigns that if you wanted to use them, you can use the campaign templates that we have, landing page templates we have, and basically get the same results they have, and we can show you that. If you're interested in something like that, you can contact our firm, and we could talk about it. If you have any questions about this content, anything I covered here, you have a specific situation you want to ask about, leave me a comment down below. I get back to every single person who leaves me a comment on this channel, usually within a couple days' time. So with that, I'll wrap it up and hope you enjoyed this video, like I said, and hope to see you on the next one. Peace.